Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and we're going to be looking at BTC today. Before we jump into the analysis, just want to say thank you for watching the videos. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback down in the comment section below. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and let's get into this now. Okay, so there was a few things that we were talking about yesterday, and for the most part nothing has really happened. So basically we're looking still for this wave 2. Potentially to complete as an ABC to the upside, and within this, the current structure, basically we're looking at two things. We're looking at potentially having this as a 5-wave move completed here, though the way we can also look at this is slightly different, where we look at this as a 1-2, then this is the 3rd wave, and then the thing is with this move is I'd really want to be looking at this as a triangle, if this is playing out, where we have this as a B, C down into this low, a D wave here, and then we'd be forming that E wave. So the key thing with this though is we wouldn't be able to drop back below this point here of this 16,908. And what we'd be looking for effectively is this is an ABC move to the downside and looking to come back down to these levels. So if we measure this off from this high point to this low point, we can see that let's get it onto this high. So a 1-to-1 move would take us down towards this 16911.23. So if we do form this as a 1-to-1, then what we'd be looking for potentially is a move to the upside. And the target area for that currently would be this 17,189 to this 17,065. So that's just a typical area we could look to target out. I'm just gonna. So that's based off of this 4th wave here. So this basically would indicate, this would narrow that range down a little bit, and what we'd be looking for here, if this does develop as a 5th wave to the upside, effectively is looking for the 17,137 to the 17,077 area. We also talked about the possibility that we could come down a little bit lower if we weren't looking at this as a triangle and rather as this as a. All of this would become a B wave, and then we look for that C wave to the downside. But we wouldn't really want to come down below this 16,879 at sort of a maximum push. We can sort of wick through it and then look to bounce up. So we could potentially look to test this this trend line here, which has 2 touch points within the channel. So it is possible that we could look to push down here and then have that push back to the upside. So if we do push slightly lower, that would change this 5th wave target, and we'd still be looking to move up here. Though moving down past this point here of this 16,817 would actually indicate that we have invalidated this 5th wave move. And what we would have to look at potentially is then that this 5th wave actually ended here. So we'll have to give it a bit of time to progress and see how the moves react. We are starting to move down here, so it'll be interesting to see whether we can maintain this zone and look to push up. Alternatively, like I said, we'd be looking for that 1-to-1 to the downside, and basically we look for this target area potentially down here. If we look at this as a 1-to-1 to the downside off of this high point here, so 1-to-1 would actually take us down and invalidate. Would be the 16,814. We could also take it technically from this high point here, which would put us just above it, but we'll need to see how this plays out and see how deep we actually come into this move here. Okay, so that's just the regular 5-wave move that we were looking at, and that could actually potentially, if it does play out, complete this wave 2, and then we could look for progression to the downside with this wave 3. Though we would have to wait for confirmation because there are other options that can play out here. So what we were also looking at is the potential that we could have this move as a bigger move to the upside. So I'm just keeping an eye on this, and the way that we'd be looking at this is potentially that we could look at this as a diagonal within this first move here, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the upside. And then within that move, effectively what we could have is an additional wave 2 here, marked in teal. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer here. So we could have this as a 1-2, and then we could be setting up for a 1-2 situation. So if we do move down and invalidate this, or move down deeper past this 50%, this would satisfy the requirement for this wave 2 as a deeper correction, and the area we'd be looking to target out would be this 16,858 to the 16,753. If we do move below this zone here of the 16,679 zone, that would actually invalidate this possibility for having this extension as we have it shown here, and would indicate that either we are going to look for a retracement and find support and then look to push up, or alternatively that this could be completed and we're looking to start to break down. So we'd want to see better structure, better impulsive structure to the downside coming in then. And if this does play out, this effectively would be a wave 3, and what we would be looking for is sort of more volume and sort of a steeper decline to actually play out. So for the most part, we still need to just wait and see how we react. We could come back and retest these zones here and then look for that progression to the upside. There is also a way of looking at this as a bigger diagonal, and once again, if we do push down into these zones and we get another 5-wave move to the upside here, we would have to just sort of see how this plays out, because for as long as we stay above this point here, the 16,679, there are a few options here. So this would just be looking at this as an ABC for the wave 1, then a zigzag for the wave 2 if it's completed here. Potentially this could have a 5th wave still and move up again, and then that would be A, B, and C. So we'll need to see if we get this 5th wave. Alternatively, if we break down and look to invalidate this. So the thing that is important with this is if we're going to look at this as a diagonal pattern, we would want this wave 4 to drop down and cross this wave 1 high. So that wave 1 high would be here at this, let's get this right on here, this 16,799 zone. So if we do get a move down past here, but maintaining above this this point here, this 16,605, if we cross below the 16,605 with this wave 4, it would invalidate this potential for the diagonal anymore. So we just need to see how it plays out. Okay, so I think we're going to leave that video there because there isn't really much else to say about it. We will have a look at it maybe later on once we get a bit more information. But if we do get this additional wave to the upside here, then sort of the target area, I'm going to look at the 5-wave move. 5-wave move. There we go. So if we do get this additional wave to the upside here, obviously it depends exactly where we land and whether we see further extension. But if we do complete this 5-wave move within this zone here, you know, we need to see how we react on the retracement towards the 16,721 to the 16,497. If we retrace down in just a corrective structure, then it's possible that we could look for an additional leg to the upside here, though we don't have any confirmation of that, and we have a lot of possibilities that are completely corrective, so we need to be aware that this could actually look to break down. Okay, so I hope you found the video useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback in the comment section below. Take care everybody, and I hope you have a great weekend.